this. Okay, whatever. We got the rec. We can start.
Why is it not working?
No, it's working.
Wait, hello? Oh, okay,
Bro,
great.
are y'all dumbasses, bro? Discord.gg/Enten, bro. With this debate will be held there. Y'all could meet us off of YouTube, Enten debates. ANTN debates. You know how to fucking spell. You know what I'm saying? We do money tournaments, we play games, we watch YouTube and shit like that. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, bro. This nigga people ugly as shit. Huh? But yeah, bro. That's what we do, man. Saying y'all
All
go
right,
ahead, get on the debate. We'll be
The
having
all right.
didn't show up in an
legacy
intro.
versus PRAG.KG. Yes, he is still holding up Knowledge Gap Foundation. Ain't that right, PRAG?
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, 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 yes.
So what will be happening now is they will be debating on what is it again?
Theism.
Theism. And PRAG will be affirming, correct?
I'm affirming that we have good reasons to believe that God exists.
Exactly. Now go ahead with the debate, man.
All right, man. Okay, Mr. Legacy. I'm gonna lay out the argument for you, bro. Okay. Okay. So, all right, I'm good. Okay, yeah. So the argument just reads out P1, if the universe has a start, then we have reasons to believe in the case A argument. P2, the universe has a start. C, we have reasons to believe in the case A argument. Now, if you ask for a supplementary argument for P2, I have that. But, P2 can just be synthetically grounded and or grounded by some empirical means. Now, P1, right? Why P1? P1, if the universe has a start, then we have reason to believe in the case A argument. Are you inclined? Like, do you know about the Casey argument for God, sir?
No.
Oh, okay. So the Calum cosmological argument for God is just saying that, okay, great. The universe has a start, and that start is just God. Now, the reason I say we are now inclined because one half of what needs to happen is already fulfilled. You've already gotten over one obstacle, and that one obstacle is the universe having a start. So now you have warranty, or at least you're somewhat more inclined to believe in the Casey argument, given that half of it is fulfilled. It
Okay,
only
hold
makes
on.
two
Are you
commitments.
saying that? Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but are you just saying that the universe is like a contingent thing, like a contingent existence, something that
It could fail to
has
exist.
a cause?
It could fail to exist.
Okay, so it's contingent. Okay.
No, I'm asking if
So
that was said or not.
I'm sorry. What?
Because if all you mean by contingency is that it could fail to exist, then I guess that's fine. That doesn't really matter
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Yeah. How do you define God?
How do I define God, a being who created the universe?
The being that created the universe. So is that it? Is he
Yep.
like no other properties? Like, is he like mind independent? Is he like necessary? Is he like omnipotent? Like,
Just a
no,
being who created the universe, sir.
just the being that created the universe. Okay. All right. I mean, I guess just go ahead and give your justification for why the
P2?
case the argument would be one that's true or one that's actual like evidence for the universe having a start.
Actual evidence? Yeah, no, that's not what that's a category error. Given that the KCA argument isn't actually trying to prove that the universe have a start, rather than that start is God. Now, I have a supplementary argument for P2, and P2 is just saying that the universe has a start. I can provide an argument for that.
Well, are you not leveraging the KC argument to say that the universe has a start?
No, I'm using supplementary data to prove that the universe has a start. Because the KCA is just to prove that the start of the universe is God. But I'll provide a supplementary argument as to why the universe
Wait,
has a start.
hold on. Repeat the KC argument again.
The KCA argument, it's just saying that, okay, the universe has a start and that start is God's simplicity. That's what that is saying. Now, I can give you a supplementary argument as to why the universe has a start.
Well, hold on. Just because the universe has a start, therefore that star must be God.
That's
I
not
mean,
what I'm
I don't,
saying.
I don't. Well,
That's not what the
you're
proposition
saying
is.
that you're using the universe having a start to prove that God exists, right?
To raise the probability for God, because the prop on the table was that we have good reasons to believe in the KCA argument, sir.
Okay, yeah, but I don't even see that. Like, I don't even see how that follows. Like, the universe could have a start, sure, but what does that necessarily mean that that start must be like
There's no
God,
necessary
like
entailment. I also want the relevant modality for that claim. So no, I actually want the relevant modality for that question. My bad. So and then two, the
I'm not
reason it's entailed is because you're already filling one half of what needs to be done. Given that the KCA argument only inclines you to two commitments, and these two commitments being okay, the universe has a start, and that start could be God, or that start is God. So now I'm kind of formulating it differently. Rather than just saying, okay, the start is God, I'm saying we have reason to believe in the KCA argument given the fact that the universe does have a star. I have a supplementary argument for that. If you want me to provide it, I can do that. So it kind of just raises the probability given that we already have one of the commitments fulfilled and there's only two commitments. So you could think of it as 50 out of 100. And then, you know, you could just use input more data, but you don't even need to do that. So as long as you input more data, as long as you at least prove that the
okay, just
universe
go
has a
ahead and
start,
give.
then you have reasons inclined to believe that the KCA argument is one which is true.
Yeah, okay, just go ahead and give your argument for pizza.
All right, bro. I've been asking you if you wanted me to give that. You didn't.
I was just trying to get clear on the inferences there.
All right, bro. It's okay.
Are you typing it down or? Yeah,
Yeah.
but okay.
All right. So that's the argument laid out. P1 is the convergence is towards the universe having a start, then the expected hypothesis that the universe had a start. P2, the convergence is towards the universe having a start.
Wait,
T, the
where's the
expected hypothesis that a universe has a start.
where's the argument sent?
That's it, bro.
Could
Now,
you like send the
when we
argument?
look at when we try to like configure some explanatory power
There.
towards the universe, the expected hypothesis is actually that the universe had to start, given that the alternative option is infinite
Wait,
regress, and infinite regress is obviously
Okay,
nomologically problematic. Now,
hold on.
given that infinite regress is one, modally problematic, and two, nomologically problematic, you would actually be the less like it would be less beneficial for us to assume infinite regress rather than just exploiting the universe having a start, you know? So
Hold on, I'm just reading the argument. Okay, hold on. P1 is just begging the question. You're saying that there's
it
okay,
can't beg
when
the
I just
question given the fact that it's a conditional, right? And all it is saying is if the convergence is towards the universe having a start,
well,
then the
I don't even
expected
grant the
hypothesis of the
conditional
universe has a
statement,
start.
but
You
hold
asked
on.
me, no, stop. You asked me to prove that the universe has a start.
Yo,
I'm giving a
take this over
supplementary.
talk to me?
I'm giving a supplementary
Bro,
argument as
relax.
to
Hold on.
why the
Yo,
universe has a
chill.
start, and that's actually within P2. So I'm actually inclined to believe that's a category error, given the fact that that's not even the reference isn't even in P1. It's actually in P2. It's located in P2. And I can ground this, sir. I can ground this if you want. If you want the data, you know, because I did talk about if you input the data, then the expected hypothesis that the universe had to start. Now, and nowhere in P1, prima facie, does it actually beg the question, given that all it is doing is setting up the conditionals for us to believe that the universe had to start, rather than asserting that the universe had to start within P1, which is the claim here. And if you want to talk about begging the question is when the conclusion is loaded into one of the premises, which that's us performatively unjustified, given the fact that if you literally look at P1 as saying if the convergence is towards the universe having a start, then the expected hypothesis is that the universe has to start. You didn't question that. You questioned why the universe had to start in the first place. And that's a supplementary
Bro,
argument.
listen. That's why you don't cut people off when they're in the middle of their response. Okay. So listen. One, I don't know what the convergence is that the universe has a start. I need you to like explain what that
Yeah,
means.
I'll send you the
And then
empirics,
two,
bro.
it is begging the question because you're assuming that this convergence leads to the universe having a start, right? That's
One,
the
that's
whole
not the
point
question that
of
you
what
asked me.
I'm saying.
That's not the
All
question
the
that
time
you asked
that
me.
the universe
I
has
want
a
to flag
start.
that that's actually not the question you asked me. The question you asked me is why the universe had to start. So now you're reworking your question to draw back on the claim there to make it seem like I'm begging the question, even though that actually
That's
wasn't the
literally
original
just what your
question.
argument said.
Even though that actually wasn't
What
the
are you
original
talking about?
question. So now what's gonna be the new question that you're asking me, rather than you changing your question and trying to make it look like I'm begging the question, given the fact that if we look in the rec, that wasn't even your previous question. You asked me a new question instead of a question begging, even though you just asked that question now, sir.
Okay, listen.
Wait,
Here,
hold on.
I just want you to explain what the convergence is and why this convergence leads towards the universe having a cause. That's all I want. You there? Am I bugging? Did I cut out?
You muted. I'm back, guys.
Oh,
I wasn't here for 1 minute. I didn't hear anything that you said.
okay.
Did you say
Okay.
anything relevant?
Yeah. I just asked you a question. Okay, so all I want is just that. What is the convergence? I want you to
Like
explain
that.
that, and why does the convergence lead to the universe having a cause?
I got you. And that's not what it's. So once again, that's already confusing what the argument is saying. I'll get to that. But one, I'll show you the convergence first. Mm, 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 mm.
Hey, see, I'm super excited too, man. I really want to see what the convergence is.
I got you, bro. I'll send you it.
Hopefully, it's not just begging the question again. Hopefully,
I didn't. That presupposed I begged the question the first time. That's a loaded question.
I
I'm
just say
definitely. It's
hopefully.
not bad, sir.
I say hopefully that you were.
Yeah, saying hopefully. That's that presupposed I did the first time.
No, saying hopefully isn't making a claim, you dumbass. It's just saying that.
Wait,
I'm.
why?
I'm.
Why? Slow down. Why?
Because that's what it means for
What?
some. Like
That's what it
when
means.
you're hoping for something, you're not asserting something to be the case.
Okay,
But like,
why? Why?
bro, that's just true about what it means for something. Like to
Okay,
hope for
what if I
something,
just
bro.
deny the analytics? I can just
It's
most
not an
contradict the
assertion, bro.
analytics. Now what? Now what?
Just bro,
Now
just
what?
give the convergence, bro. Stop trying to go to
Yeah,
meta, bro.
that's what I thought, bro. I deny analytics too, by the way.
I don't want to debate you on meta, bro. Just give fucking
All right,
the
I'm about to
convergence.
send all of it too, and I'm about to send the sources as well. All right, I'm inspirational. Okay, great. All right, I sent all the sources. Now, that's just to prove that the expected hypothesis is actually that the universe had a start. And then when we're talking about convergence, we're actually talking about the alignment to one side rather than the alignment to the
Bro,
alternative.
where is
And now, I sent all the scans. I sent all the
all the scans?
yeah, I sent all the resources. Are you gonna you can't read? You're not gonna read?
Yo, okay, let's listen. I'm not listen. Can you
No, bro, go read.
explain what
Go
the
read.
convergence,
Go
bro? What the
read. Go
convergence is?
read. Now I'll get to the second thing you asked me. What's the second thing you asked me?
What, bro? It's your burden.
What was the
Explain what
second
it.
thing
I'm
you
not
asked
gonna
me?
read through paragraphs
What
through
was the second
PDFs,
thing you asked
bro.
me? Why is that my
It's
burden
your
to read
burden,
rather
bro.
than yours?
Answer the fucking.
All
What
my
do you
burden
do?
was to do is provide the convergence. And now you ask me why the convergence makes the expected hypothesis?
No, I don't even know what the convergence is. You just
Well,
gave
I
me
just told
fucking
you, sir.
PDFs to
I
read.
just told you.
No, you didn't. You gave me
The
PDFs to
alignment to
read.
the side that the universe has a start rather than us, sir. That's the convergence.
It's begging the
That's not begging the
begging the
question because I'm
question.
telling you what the convergence is towards, and I sent the empirical instantiation for that. Now, what Scribble likes
You're
to do, not
saying that it's okay.
What Skittles likes to do, he likes to make category errors and straw man, right? Because he actually doesn't like
Yeah,
listening, right?
yeah,
So the
okay,
argument is
bro.
actually saying we have probable reasons, given the fact that we have probable reasons to believe that the universe had a start, rather than actually like he's not listening. He has selective hearing, dude. He's not listening, sir. So one, you keep asking me modified questions and then saying this is the original question you asked me, given the fact that that's not even the case, and you need to justify that. But then two, you try to like bring up analytics, and then I kind of just bullied you on analytics, and you kind of just left from that point. And it's not really begging the question, given that you asked me what was the convergence towards. I sent you the source that grounds the convergence, sir. And you actually haven't had any critiques or any problems with the source, other than the fact that you want to be a lazy fuck and you don't want to read.
Okay, listen, buddy. I asked you for what the convergence is, and you just
I just
told me that
told you.
the convergence is yeah. You just told me the convergence is just the expected hypothesis of the universe having a start, and then therefore that convergence leads to the hypothesis that's
You're
expected
not
that the universe
listening.
has a
Yeah,
start.
stop. You're
Okay, so
not
let me
listening. Stop. You're
explain
making your
the
own
fact.
inferences.
I
Stop.
have it
You're making
proved.
your own inferences. Stop. You're straw manning me. Stop.
That's
So,
literally
dude, one, okay,
but
the question is, look,
like what?
what's the convergence? What is the convergence? Right? I sent you the source for the convergence because that's all I'm trying to fulfill right now. I'm not trying to give any alternative entailment relations right now. We're going one by one. I'm just trying to prove to you that the convergence is towards the alignment of the side that the universe actually had to start. So now you making all these alternative inferences, nobody's on that right now. Nobody's trying to make entailment relations from this. We're going burden by burden, sir. No one's trying to do anything else. And then one, I want to do this, right? Even if I was begging the question, we can just take my conceptual scheme. Within my conceptual scheme, we can adopt nominal founded reasoning. Nominal founded reasoning condones circularity. So I want you to raise a problem with circularity, even if I was going circular. So I want to issue with that, right? Now, if you cannot provide me a sufficient issue with circularity, then that's not even problematic. But I deny that I'm even going circular, but that's just like a little backup thing you have to respond to, even if it is the case that I'm going circular. Because by the way, you're strawmanning me because no one's refuting, no one's going back to the argument to justify the convergence, sir. No one's going back to that. Now, I will explain to you how the convergence entails the expected hypothesis.
Okay, are you
Because
done?
we're talking about, no,
You're
I'm
just
not done
repeating
actually.
yourself.
That's why I didn't stop.
You're just
When we're
repeating yourself.
talking, yeah, I'm just gonna mute you. I'm gonna talk over you. So when we're talking about the expected hypothesis, we're talking
Alright,
about
bro.
okay, the data. What is usually expected given the data, right? The data, right? The data is what I sent you, right? The empirics, which you obviously don't want to read. But within the data, it contains or it explains the fact or it gives reasons as to why the universe has a start, that's the data, right? Given like you can look at like different all types of different theories as to why the explanation of the universe, the explanatory power of the universe, and they all lead to the fact that the universe had a start. That's empirically grounded. Now that's the justification for it. The justification for it is empirical, sir. So now you actually have to look through the empirics and read it. That's why I'm saying, right, the convergence is towards the universe having a start. That's empirically justified, and you haven't attacked the empirical justification. Now, right? Okay, now that we know the convergence towards the universe having a start rather than not, and I
This guy
explained what the
talks for
expected
so long, bro.
hypothesis is.
He's just
I
repeating
told you why
himself.
there's an entailment relation there. And now you saying I'm begging the question doesn't even follow, given the fact that for me to beg the question in the first place, I need to provide
This
multiple
guy's a
different. I need to
retard. Oh my
provide
god.
supplementary arguments, right? You can only beg the question, if the premises, or if the conclusion is laid out within the premises, right?
Oh, he's not
So
even yapping. He's just
you
repeating
saying
himself.
I'm begging the question, you saying I'm begging
This
the
is like the
question,
third
you
time
saying
he
I'm
went for the
yeah,
same.
bitch, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna talk over you. We all know louder than you.
Oh, I
So
thought you
you
had me
saying
muted.
I'm begging the
Yeah,
question
LARP
is
muted me.
actually false. And I deny your conceptual scheme in which you can ask me any sort of questions from now on. So you need to motivate your conceptual scheme as well. And if you ask me another question, it's gonna be a question back. Now, go ahead.
Okay, listen, bro. I don't think anybody cared for that fucking yap session. You just repeated yourself like 3 times. But the whole point of contention is that okay, the convergence leads towards the universe or the expected hypothesis of the universe having a cause, right? And you explain the convergence as the universe having
Why did you brush off my
evidence
response?
for the universe having a cause.
Why did you
That's
brush off my
not evidence.
response?
You're saying that the universe has a cause, and then you're
No,
saying
that's
the
not
universe
what's
has a
being
cause.
said. That's not what's
That's
being
literally
said.
the
You're
correct
not
question.
listening.
You're not
That's another
saying
straw man, actually.
the universe has any cause.
I already addressed how this
All
was
you
wrong.
need
You
to
want to go
do
to
is just
conclusions?
explain the
Yeah, you just
conversion
straw
and
man me
explain
again. You
why
just straw
that
man
means
me
the
again.
universe has a
Yeah, you
cause.
just
It's
straw man
literally
me again. You just straw
no,
man
I
me again.
didn't.
You
That's
just straw
literally
man
what
me
your
again.
argument
Because
says.
in the empirics, it doesn't bake
You
in that
define
the universe
what
has a
the
start.
conversion
It
says.
rather gives explanations as to why. It has the explanatory power as to why. So now, do you want to go to conclusions now, sir? Since you didn't listen to my response.
Bro, your response was literally just
No,
you saying that you don't grant like circularity, or you don't grant that circularity is going to
that's
be
not
like
all
some
that I said. But do you want to go
relationship
to
or something.
conclusions?
But again,
Do you
I'll
want to
just
go to
explain why
conclusions?
that's a bad thing in your argument. Because if
No,
you're
but do you
going
want to go to
circular with
conclusions?
your argument, you're not actually giving like reason or evidence or
What's wrong with
justification
wait, wait,
for
wait?
the
Why?
hypothesis that the
Why is
universe
there
does
no
have a
reasons?
cause.
Why
You're
is
just
there no reasons
repeating the
given when you
conclusion in your
clarity?
premise. That's literally just going circular, and you're not actually
Why?
because you're not giving
I'm asking
justification.
you why. Stop going on.
I
Stop
told you.
going on. Yeah,
I
so
just
in my conceptual scheme, I deny everything that you say in my conceptual scheme universal. Keep going.
you what? You deny everything I say? I don't care, bro. Like you
Yeah,
can
and
deny
nothing
what
you
I'm
say
saying.
from now
That's not
on
what
is justified. It is only justified if I say it is. Keep going.
what, bro? You're retarded.
I mean, do you want to go to conclusions then?
It's only justified if I say so. Nobody cares, bro. Like refute what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, I already did. You didn't listen to what I
I
said.
go next. Yeah,
But
Nobody
do you want to
cares.
go to conclusions?
yeah. Conclude,
Sure, bro.
Prag. Let's go.
Sure, bro. Yeah, let's go
Okay,
to
yeah.
close.
You didn't listen to anything that I said in my response.
Stay direct, bro. Let's go. All right, Prag.
Yeah, yeah. We don't need conclusions on record. So somebody.